Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. And today a great big thank you to everyone and all. I really do appreciate that. I can tell you a bit of my views. Lots of people have come to my channel and visit, and I really do appreciate it. Thank you everybody. I cannot thank you enough. And a great big welcome to all the new people that's joined my channel, that's come to my site. Come to my channel, that is, and watching my videos. Myself and my assistant, the wife that is, we're really appreciative. My assistant, the wife that is, she loves reading all your replies. She's, with her being, we're now self-isolating, we're now in quarantine. Self-quarantine, but then again, I think everybody does that, rightfully so. In one of my last videos regarding the coronavirus, I did actually say that the mask is absolutely of no use to you whatsoever. I was wrong. I was wrong about that. I really do apologise for anybody that heard that. And if anyone's listened to it and thought that the mask is of no use to you, I really do apologise. I'm totally wrong, because that information came from the World Health Organization. And apparently the World Health Organization was involved in misinformation. I have now found that out for fact. The mask, if you do get a mask, wear it. It is 100%. When you wear the mask, you only have something like a 2-3% chance of catching coronavirus. So if you're wearing a mask, it's not because you're wearing a mask. It's because the coronavirus gets on your hands. You take the mask off and then you touch your mouth, your eyes, or your nose. There's only 3 points of entry that the coronavirus can attack you. The World Health Organization said the mask is no good, no use. It truly is. It will protect. That's why doctors wear them. That's why nurses wear them. The government was saying it because they didn't have enough masks, probably. I don't know. But they got the World Health Organization to say that, which the World Health Organization, I am disgusted in them for the way they put that information out. That was misinformation, deliberate misinformation, which thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people are possibly going to die because of that misinformation, the same as the misinformation that the government was given. He's food for thought. Donald Trump, when he was talking about he's looking at the virus ending in Easter, and all that, he said that'd be nice, he says, to have business back as usual in Easter. But he also did mention, and when the reporter turned around and mentioned the economy, he goes, "Oh, the American economy is going to be in much better shape than it was before this virus." Is that a thought? Are you saying something, Mr. Trump? What you're saying, it's going to be in much better condition than before the coronavirus? How do you know that? What is it? Is it that you've killed enough people off, to save America a lot of money, and that's why your economy is going to be in much better condition? Why is your economy going to be in much better condition after this coronavirus? Which means it's going to be in much better condition because of this coronavirus. And that is a statement, a lot of the press, they get this information, they don't pass it on, they don't scrutinise them bits. When he said, American economy is going to be in a much better condition than what it was before this coronavirus. He's spending trillions, and yet his economy is going to be in much better condition. Woo! I really do read in between the lines there and read it. Anyone, what do you think about that? And as for the World Health Organization, because the American doctors were like, they're professionals, the top people, they were pumping out the same crap that the mask does not work. It does work. It does, 100%. It is saving lives, lots of lives. Look at South Korea. Listen to what they've got to say. Listen to their professor in these diseases. He's bang on. And he even said he didn't understand why the World Health Organization made that statement that the masks do not help anyone. His only answer was the interviewer, the person. He was great at the interview. He gave the proper questions. And he did say he thinks the World Health Organization said it to stop people from going out panic buying masks. So they just simply didn't have enough, you know. Whereas South Korea does have enough and did have enough. And I really do, everyone. You should thank China and you should thank Russia for the help that they're giving all those Western world. The help they're giving us. It's all free. There's lots of freebies coming from China. They're giving out free ventilators, free medicine, and free medicines and free help. They're sending doctors. Russia sent doctors and nurses in to Italy. So did China. It's all free. Where's Europe? You know, isn't Italy a part of Europe? Why isn't Europe helping Italy and Spain? Why aren't they pumping billions in and sending doctors and nurses to Spain and Italy? Isn't that what Europe was designed for? No. Two countries from the communist bloc. Them two countries are on their knees because of coronavirus, and they've actually accepted two countries from a communist bloc into their country to help them. That's the only help they're getting. It's from China and from Russia. I watched it there. It is, you know, I don't see it on my British media, the crap media that we have, the misinformation media that tells you the masks aren't worth any use. And that, you know, we're working on the herding situation. But reality, they were trying to kill a lot of people off there because they literally knew that what the outcome is. Boris Johnson, he wanted to get 60% of the country to get the virus to protect the other 40%. But in that process, he did know that he's going to kill 500,000 people. You know, and that man, he's pretending to have the virus, the same as the other knobhead with him. Let's take, you know, I can't remember her name, the Tory MP, the health minister. She came down with coronavirus a couple of weeks back. Now, she supposedly had the coronavirus and she went home, she was self-isolating. That's what she said. And she passed the coronavirus on to her poor 84-year-old mother. Now, how does she work this out? This is her statement, this is what she said to everybody, this is what she said to the news. I passed the coronavirus on to my 84-year-old mother. God bless her. And what happened is, my 84-year-old mother said, what's everyone complaining about? She said, I've got it and I've got over it now. And she's now here helping me. That's what she said. Her mother, her 84-year-old mother, had contracted coronavirus from her. And then miraculously, her 84-year-old mother has, you know, become better. She has got over the coronavirus. She is totally healthy and fit again. And she's now nursing her. The one she caught the coronavirus off. How did she work that out? Does coronavirus really work so fast on an 84-year-old woman who survives it and comes out, unscathed, and then goes and nurses the daughter that gave her the virus, and the daughter still got it? I don't know how that works. That tells me there's something stinky and fishy about her having coronavirus. Then I'll go to Boris Johnson. I looked at the news report there. That man, he can't act to save his life. I don't believe he has coronavirus. I think he's saying he's got coronavirus to do what he's done for the past 2 months. You know, the absent Prime Minister. He doesn't want to answer the questions. He got caught out, didn't he, trying to kill 500,000 people. So, people, I'm sorry about this rant. It just does my head in that we've got someone there that was quite willing to murder. That is murder. Part of the population, including Donald Trump. He's already murdered quite a lot of his population there. And there's more to come. This is just the tip of the iceberg. The whole scale of it is going to be... It is one hell of a pandemic. And for the Western world screaming out, it came from, was it Wuhan or wherever in China, that's the epicenter. Now the Chinese authorities themselves are now looking back and they're saying, no, we don't think it come from there. I'll tell you for why. Is because there was clusters in December and November. I remember seeing it last year that the Chinese authorities were investigating clusters of W pneumonia back in December and November of last year. The Chinese authority were treating it for W pneumonia, but there was such an unusually large amount of cases, not just in Wuhan. It wasn't in Wuhan, it was around China. It's just that Wuhan is where the biggest majority of people got it all in one go. So there's outbreaks of these clusters of double pneumonia around China, going back as far as November last year. That's what the Chinese authorities have realised. So what they've done, they've went back, although they've been cremated and this, that, and the other, some of them, but it doesn't matter. They've kept all the samples, and they've started testing them samples again, and that's what they found out, that the coronavirus, most of them people that had double pneumonia last year died of coronavirus. So coronavirus was out before the Chinese authorities informed World Health Organization. So all these double pneumonia cases, what the Chinese, they didn't know. I give them the due, they didn't know. They just thought it was double pneumonia. And then because there was such large clusters going around for about a month, they then decided to look and say, is this a flu epidemic? So when they started all the tests that they have, which is for MERS, SARS, coronavirus and stuff like that, and I found out it was a coronavirus, so the SARS test. So yes, people, that is a fact. Them's the facts. I'm not going to believe the likes of the World Health Organization. They've destroyed themselves in my book. I respected the World Health Organization for the simple reason is that is run by doctors and all doctors there, but the capitalists have got in there and got them to kill off any notion that the mask is going to help you. That was deliberate. That's a deliberate, and people have died because of that information from the WHO. The WHO's job is to protect the world. Their job is to go in and give advice and help and report everything truthfully about all of this thing, the flu virus. And they've done a vital thing there, a thing that would have stopped the spread of it. It would have saved lives, is to wear the mask. Us Europeans don't wear the mask. Us in Western Wales, we don't wear the mask. It's mostly in the Asian world where they wear it. It's natural to them, but it's not natural to see us wearing it. But we should be wearing it. If we go out your front door, wear a mask. You are saving other people's lives plus your own. Never mind what the World Health Organization says. They are full of it. The World Health Organization is full of it. Like the figures reporting. The figures that the World Health Organization are watered down. Same as American figures are watered down. Americans over 120,000 people have got it. In my book, I think 800,000 or 1 million could have it. For the simple reason is, when you have these small cases, when you've got something like 500 cases, which is small, 500 cases like this country, this is what we were reporting. 500 cases of coronavirus and around 30 deaths. On the same sense, we've got hospitals there where doctors were telling us that patients are coming in and then dying and going out. And that they're inundated with only 500 cases. The hospitals couldn't handle it. That's telling me there's two things. The National Health, this government, ripped it apart that much that was virtually non-existent, and they could only handle 500 cases. Or they were handling 50,000 cases. And I know this government ripped the NHS apart, but they were handling 50,000 cases, not 500. That's what you got to look at. Read between the lines when you listen to the news. Anyway, on today, I bought this. I bought 5 litres of Envirosan. I'll bring it closer to see if you can read it. It's antibacterial gel, 5 litres, formulated to kill harmful bacteria and all this lot. Apply 1 quart of 30 ml on the hands and rub together. Ensure all areas of hands are covered. And then you rub them together till it's dry. It's brilliant stuff, actually. It's no effect. And it's storage outreach of children. Do not swallow. It's industrial. You know what they use in hospitals, stuff like that. And it's made by a reputable company. I bought it off eBay. It was about... I bought that one. And then I thought, this coronavirus is going to go on for about a year. I bought 2. Anyway, I bought them both off eBay for anyone that's interested. I bought them both off eBay. It's called Envirosan. I am using it. I bought this in 5 litre tubs. I don't just tip it from there because I got these very handy, I'll show you it now, little dispensers, little pump dispensers. I bought 4 of them, to cover all of it. So now I've got plenty there. I'm not overacting. It was so easy to get it from. It took about 5 days to get it here. So easy to buy it from eBay. And the total cost was like 52 quid. So it's about 26 quid. That was with the postage and everything. So that's about 26 quid per 5 litres. Now I know 1 5 litre would last me and my assistant, the wife that is, probably last us 6 months easy, that. Because when you get these bottles, look, and you spray, you only need 1 spray. Well, I do 2, sometimes 3. And there it is there. And you rub your hands, all over your hands. I have to get it. I've got a little thing I'll be showing you on the next one. But anyway, I just rub your hands. Look at that. Look at that. I rub it in. You rub it in your hands. Hang on, I'll do it off the camera because I'm putting my hands on the front of the camera here. And you rub it like that, dead mad. And hey, there you are, Grandad's your uncle. Oh, your granddad in that sake. Look at that. Look at that. My hands look like they've got yellow on them. Your hands, they're not yellow, they're pink. It must just be a lighting. Anyway, I rub my hands. But these little bottles here, bought these off eBay. Total cost was about, I don't know, about £1 a piece. And I paid £4.35 for 4 bottles. 4 of these. And they're quite easy. They've got a little screw. You screw them off. There, look. And you just top them up. That's how you fill them up. And I use these here to fill them up. If you just tilt these bottles like that, you know, so that the fluid comes up like that, all you need to do when you take it out is take this out, put it into that bottle there, into the, I'll just show you, I'll just move the camera, and you put this into there and then pump it into the bottle. That's a way, just little ways if you don't have a funnel or anything. It's just advice, but if anyone wants to buy some of this, you best just buy it like this, because you know the small bottles, you're getting 30ml and it's costing you £4 odd. So this will give you, how many of them bottles? I don't know. Probably 30ml is 5 litres, so how many times does 30ml go into there? That's one of these bottles. Now this bottle will probably last me about 2 weeks, a month. So you can understand. One of the biggest things for coronavirus is wash your hands regularly, because that's how a majority of the cases, I think it's somewhere in the region of about 70% of cases are catching coronavirus through the hands. It doesn't soak through your skin. But when you put this stuff on, it tells you, and I tell you, it tells you, it's on the other stuff, the thing I got with it. And it tells you that it'll give your hands there. I've got a coating on my hands now. And it's going to give me protection for up to 3 hours. That coating on my hands, what it gives, that's why you have to rub your hands till dry. It's put a coating on. Literally put a coating on my hand. So we do know coronavirus will stay on paper, clothing, all different types of surfaces like that in the paper type, you know, the soft things, furnishings and stuff like that, for up to a day. The coronavirus will last on this top here, this Formica top, for up to 7 days. It will live for that long. So if someone 7 days ago touched this board, and then I go and touch it after 7 days after I've got the coronavirus on my fingers, then I will use my finger to pick my nose, or suck my finger, or rub my eyes. Hence, coronavirus will enter my body. So if you keep your hands washed, keep your hands sanitised, using this stuff is the most effective way to keep your hands sanitised. Secondly, the mask is what I thought was, but I was lied to. Everybody else, billions of people, because they all listen to the World Health Organization. It's not supposed to be politically motivated in any way, but for them to issue that false information, that fake news, that, in my book, they've been infiltrated by the politicians to put that statement out, because the World Health Organization know themselves that the mask is one of the most important tools in protecting yourself from this virus. That was a real stupid piece of fake news that the World Health Organization had put out. And they had me, they got me bank right. I'm sorry. I did mention in one of my videos that the masks are absolutely of no use. I am sorry about that. But like I say, I got the information from the world, and I hold my hands up, and I do admit I was wrong. You get a mask, everyone. They're trying to kill you. The World Health Organization, along with the British government, American government, Australian government, even Merkel, she's took off now, the same as Boris Johnson, the absent prime ministers. And, Macron's running around shouting, giving advice to everybody. Come on, Macron, you muppet. Take a look at how many people are dying in your country and how many people's got coronavirus. Who are you to give advice? You're on the rise. Your country's still on the rise. Hundreds of thousands of people are going to get it and thousands more are going to die. Who are you to give advice? For everyone, my advice is listen to what the Chinese are saying, the Russians, the South Koreans, and even the Cubans for that matter. If you listen to all them countries, especially South Korea, there's a professor on there, some lad interviewed him. What a brilliant interview. Listen to them people know, because them people have stopped the disease, either stopped the disease in its tracks, reduced the disease, or slowed it right down, and now, virtually no more new cases are coming in, especially in China. But Russia stopped the disease at the beginning. I mean, Russia was a good ally of China, but as soon as it was mentioned back at the beginning of January, Russia shut the borders. There was a bit of complaint from China, but they were dead right and correct in doing that. So nobody slagged Russia off. Russia done a brilliant job. Russia really did listen to China and shut the borders and brought out all this stuff. That's why Russia can send help, because they're not infected as badly as us. They are getting infections, but that's because of ignorant people and people breaking the law in Russia. So if you go out and you're deliberately spreading the disease to anyone and you die of it, good riddance to you. I feel sorry for the people that got the disease from you. Stop going out and passing this disease around everyone. Take it seriously. It's a pandemic of the worst kind. It's the worst one we've had. Because today's scientific community, which is much more advanced than what it was in 1918 with the flu. Much more than that. The last great virus that killed millions of people. Their scientists back then don't know and don't have the knowledge they've got today. We're much more advanced. Yet this coronavirus has got the scientists beat at the moment. And if any government's saying they're bringing out a cure within the next 5 days, week, 2 weeks, they're talking rubbish. It will take about 10 to 15 years, probably. Even fast tracking and spending billions. It still will take about 5 to 15 years. The thing with it is, if you take a look at it, the scientists, they're trying to do quick fixes, that's all they're doing. So they're trying to stop people from dying, that's all. And they're hoping that the herd thing will work. Because you do know that Boris Johnson plans to herd the British people again. He plans to relax it. When it's not safe, so he plans to relax it again, let so many people get it, and then bring back in. Yeah, that's what he plans to do. That is wrong. That is wrong. Keep everyone. Never mind Johnson. He's a rubbish. He talks bull. He's lying through his teeth. This country has got it bad, and we have it as bad as Italy. All it is, the government's fiddling the figures. I don't agree with any country like America and this country and Australia holding doctors and nurses. They're the people that should be running this country at this time. Holding them to their contract stating they must not mention any figures or anything. All the medical staff can't tell. So what they do, they say that, well, we're inundated. We've got that many coming in. We can't handle it. Well, we've only got 500 cases. That's the government putting the figures out. Nobody else. This government putting them figures out. And I don't believe any of it. I look at the figures and I will automatically put 20% on top. So we have 1,000 deaths. People of the UK, I'm sorry, but I think there's been about 10,000 deaths. We have like I said, we've got a dictatorship government in. America has, Australia has, and Merkel, and Macron. No matter what, most of the population is against them, yet they can just get away with murder, and that's what they're doing now. They're trying to get away with murder. Johnson tried to get away with murder. He tried to kill half a million people. That's just a conservative mention. By him doing what he is, to me, he knew all them people would die, and he was quite prepared to do that. Instead of saving lives, he was going to get rid of lives to save others. Them lives didn't matter to Johnson. All these cronies, I don't know how they can sleep at night, Come on, Mr. Corbyn. Say and tell the world what you think, the truth about what you think about this party that's in power. Let the world know just how much they think of human life. Sorry, people, that rant. I'm sorry. This was meant to be about this. I do apologise to anyone. Anyway, this is about Envirosan. It's an antibacterial gel and sanitizer. If people, get yourself some. Get these little bottles, only cheap off eBay. You know, have a look. Get yourself fancy bottles. They sell fancy bottles like this that do all kinds. You can get clear ones to see how much fluid you've got in. I wasn't bothered because I knew I was going to buy plenty of this. The reason why I bought two is I've got family. My family's quite welcome to come round. What they do is we've got some large container bottles where we can tip some in for them, and they've got plenty to last them. And if they run out, they get a bit more. My family, all of my family is self-isolating. They're all self-quarantined, and they're all sticking literally strongly. You know, they're getting masks and everything. If they go out, they wear masks and all that. So my family are listening to me and keeping themselves. Please, everyone, keep yourself safe. Don't take no risks. You're risking. It does affect everybody, and there is younger people dying. 30 to 40 is the range now. Approximately 30% of people that's died are supposed to be between the age of 40 and 60. That's a big chunk throughout the world. I think that's what the figures were. Don't quote me on it, because like I said, I'm listening to fake news all the time. You have to make your own mind up whether how serious that fake news is. I do know what WHO said about the masks is very serious. And the British government said about the masks, and everyone else in America said about the masks. And how it works out is, do it. Wear the mask. Keep yourself safe, everyone. This virus isn't over by far. And there's a lot of people, poor souls, going to die. A lot of loved ones are going to die, and I hope every person that's lost a loved one remembers this virus for what it is. South Korea did not forget about the SARS virus or the MERS virus or the swine flu. South Korea did not forget, and what they've done, they were prepared for this. They built up their incubators and stored them. They had warehouses full of masks. They had warehouses full of this stuff. They also had the advice ready, true advice, and they've got the best thing is to give true, honest information out to the public. Not conflicting things that we've had in this country. It's all been conflicting, and 2 weeks ago the British government decided to do something about it. It's because the truth came out, and the truth was that Boris Johnson, talking about this herding thing, neglected to mention that he's going to kill 500,000 people in the process. No one deserves to die of this virus. No one. And if one soul is lost deliberately, and that was deliberate what Boris Johnson was doing, and Donald Trump, and Australia hasn't even isolated yet. If these governments, when you're doing what you have been doing, like what Boris Johnson's been doing over the past few months, you are murdering people. You are killing them. That's, if you're doing it deliberately, you know people are going to die. That is murder. Understand, if you could stop anyone from dying, stop them from dying. I'm glad the British government turned the corner and changed, like what I was saying in the beginning, we should be isolated. Everyone isolate yourselves. This is a serious disease. This is a serious virus. And I've said from the beginning that Boris Johnson's giving out the wrong information. We should be isolating. Everything that I said we should be doing. And I was saying this back in January when this was in China. And I was saying the whole world should be doing it. And Boris Johnson didn't. And what he done, he went down that road where he knew people were going to die. I know people. I knew them back then. People were going to die. But if they die because you tried everything, you're an angel. But if they die because you've done nothing and you've actually hindered the process of helping them people live, you are an evil git. Think about it. And your life isn't worth it, to be honest. You should be snuffed out by this disease. That's what I say. If anyone hinders the help to others, that can survive, they should not be on this earth. They're evil. They come from evil. They're devil worshippers, that lot. But the people that do give the information for people to survive and people to live, them are angels, like doctors and nurses. Up and down, all over the world, doctors and nurses are wonderful people. Them are proper human people. They're human beings. They're angels. The scum, the scourge that was sent from the bowels of hell to give misinformation and allow thousands and hundreds of thousands and even millions of people to die. You are evil pigs. Sorry, today I'm just full up because I'm so sick of this virus. My grandkids, everyone's suffering under this, because in this country you can't go out. If you go outdoor and you get caught in the street and you haven't got a good reason, you're going to get a £60 fine. You know, money has to be involved with this government, don't it? You're going to get a £60 fine. Why not build some cabins and stick all these people that's out in the streets there? You know, don't fine them, they can't afford it. You know, because this government's not really giving you any help. It's all crock what they're saying about the help they're going to give anyone. I like what Donald Trump's done. Even unemployed people are going to get $1,200 lump sum that they're receiving now, and then they're going to get $600 a week for 4 months. And if the virus goes on longer than that, they're going to get $600 a week until the virus is over. That's for the unemployed people. Donald Trump, you are repenting your sins, aren't you, mate? Your sins, you repent them now. No one should die, should there? No one should suffer. And especially the poverty, all them poor dying people in your country with starvation and hypothermia and all this lot. I think you're getting a bit of a conscience now, aren't you? That's if your brain's working. It looks to me, I do admit, Donald Trump looks like he's got senile dementia. I mean, I remember seeing it on news. He goes, "Where's son?" He looks to his left, he looks to his right, and he was right in front of him. He was talking to him, and he didn't know where he was. He even turned up in a room, and it looked like he didn't even know that his long-standing friends he's had for decades. He didn't even recognise half of them. Anyway, that's a bit of me rant. So remember, eBay, Envirosan, great stuff. Get these bottles too off eBay. All you do is you just put in antibacterial containers, and it comes up, and there's loads of different designs and different sizes, and this all else. So on that note, everyone, say a prayer for all them lost souls that's gone, and say a prayer for all them, that is fighting to stay on this earth. It really is sad. It's a sad occasion. And people, please keep yourself safe. Goodbye.